Good evening, folks. Foxit Outdoors here. It is the 17th of April, I think. It's about 6 o'clock in the afternoon. It's finally nice enough weather to film. As you can see by the lack of absolute blinding sunlight. I figured I'd give you guys a little bit of an update of what's going on this week since it's been a while. So let me get you swapped around and I'll show you what's going on. Hopefully I was in the first few seconds of the frame. If not, well, that's gonna definitely suck. Ooh, there we go. Focus is a little weird today. We have the Mexican limes. There, as you can see, there are limes all over the place. I got more flowers coming. Limes galore on that side. Limes down there. Limes there. So for those of you who like really bad puns, this is now in the limelight. Bad lime jokes. That is my other lime tree. That is a key lime. That one isn't doing much because it's a tiny one, but I do got some new growth, so super stoked there. Lettuces are doing absolutely fantastic. I did lose the one here. It's kind of sort of dead over there. The wind blew it out. Might have to transplant that one and that one. I don't know. We'll see. But so far, the lettuce is doing really good. My seed carrots, which I've saved purposely for seed, are getting huge. My garlic. I got some massive onions in here, and I do mean massive. I'm hoping there are going to be some fairly big bulbs on there. That's a pretty good size base on that. And this is what I transplanted my lettuce from. As you can see, I've got lots of it. No shortage, none whatsoever. I did, however, lose my two oranges that I did have on this guy here. They did fall off due to the wind. And as you can see, the leaves on here are getting tore up, and it's not by the wind or bugs. They are getting destroyed by these inch-long, pointy-ass stabbies. So be careful, folks, if you get citrus fruit trees, because they are pointy. They are thorny. I've walked by this thing a few times, and I've almost gotten that one right there in the head. So, yeah, and these are needle sharp. Like, they are ridiculously sharp. Got some massive new growth here on the raspberry bush. So far, so good on the trellising or the espalier style that I'm running here on these. I haven't died yet. I do have some dead spots, but I mean, as you can see, I'm starting to get a lot of new growth popping up on the shorter end. Bushing up down here, new bush there. Massive carrots again. Seed stock. More raspberries popping up. New growth, new green. There's a little bit of new green right there, which is good. Unfortunately, the top of that one did break off during the fixing, so I did lose it. I've got a new one down there. This one is starting to green up slowly. I do have some spots on here that are showing new promise. It's just taking it a while. Just because, well, plants like to do what plants like to do, and they'll be ready when they're ready. So when they get ready, they get ready. Massive patch of sunflowers. Nothing spectacular over here other than the fact that I have non-strawberry versus strawberry, which, as you guys can see, that flower is pretty much identical. Here's some more open ones. Try to get that one in frame. Let's see if I can do it. There you go. So yeah, look at that one. Flower looks exactly the same, minus the surprisingly bright yellow center of the strawberry flowers, but yeah, it's just weird. It's a non-strawberry flower that looks like a strawberry flower. Massive onion heads. These things are blooming like crazy. And this was my favorite one. This is my lemon tree, or lemon bush. Look at the size of these guys over here. I've got some good sized lemons this season. Quite a bit of them. Actually, all over this bush. I have lost a few here and there. They kind of drop off. As you can see, I got a little yellow one there. They do that every once in a while if they don't get enough or get too hot. And usually if you touch it, it just falls right off. So, dead lemon. Still has citric flavor to it, like citric acid. Even though it's a small lemon, you can still get a little bit of zest off of that. But yeah, I mean, as you can see, I've got some hefty looking lemons on here. And that is, again, that is the Mayer lemon. Or Mayer lemon. Not M-A-Y, M-E-Y. I got quite a bit on there. I'm looking forward to when these things are ready. This is going to be about 15, almost 20 lemons, which is nice. This was my test patch for rosemary. I had planted about 12 of them in here. I was talking about this the other night on a live. You can see dead rosemary. Not quite sure. That one's still green, so I think that one finally rooted. I got a dead rosemary in the center. Unfortunately, I do have a lot of sunflowers in here that, as you can see, dead rosemary and another dead rosemary right here. I got a catmint that I don't want in here. Oh, and I just broke the top off of my sign just busted. Doesn't matter, I don't have anything on it anyway. Got a soil blend over here that I'm working on, getting ready for transplanting. I have to actually physically plant that guy. And can't see him because he's hiding over there. But my other lemon tree, actually I think that one's an orange one as well. Planted my blueberries a while back, and I've got blueberries on here. They're getting there. They're taking a little while, but yeah. We've got them all over here. They seem to be doing well. They're starting to acclimate to the space. Doing real well. Rosemary, as you can see, is getting absolutely massive. My chives have done their utmost to do whatever they want to do. Still haven't gotten any seeds off of it, so once this stuff is done, I'll probably just chop it down and let it do it again. And, oh, that was my other Mayer lemon. So this is my other lemon, and here's the funny thing. Nope, there's not a single leaf on here, but I have 1, 2, 3. There's going to be another one up here. And I got this bloom down here. I got 4 blooms on it, yet there's not a single leaf on this damn thing, which is weird. And again, watch out for these pointy things. These are not branches, those are thorns, and they hurt. I've gotten myself a few times with them. Not very fun. But in an emergency situation, you cut one of those off, you can make it a makeshift suture somehow. I've got various hot pepper seeds spread out through here. Absolutely nothing in there. I was going to put one plant in there, but I decided to put it in a new location. As you can see here, I have tons of carrots and sunflower seeds just growing in my compost bin. I got to get all of this taken out by the end of this year or this month. I've been wanting to work on it. It's just been way too freaking hot outside. I'm already hitting the 80s, like the high 80s the last 2 days. And then parsley and onions again, just going nuts. They are going to seed, so I will get some seeds off of these hopefully this season. Yellow Ghost doing fairly well. I have my one onion. It's going to do the same thing. Onion blossom on there. I planted in here just randomly because I was bored. I'll wait till that actually falls out all the way. I had 2 black turtle bush beans in here. I've planted a few others everywhere else, but figured I'd throw some in here just to see what happens. Because they don't really need a large base for growth. It is a fairly shallow root plant. Usually about 6-8 inches deep mostly, so I mean you don't need a huge tub for them. And then I got my parsley. Sorry, not my parsley, not parsley, long green stick things. Yes, again, I did it once more. Long green stick things. Celery. There you go, my celeries. That one survived out of the like 7 that I've transplanted and tried to grow. So, yeah, I'm just going to leave it in that container, see if it gets any bigger. And as you can see down here, little bits of onion growth. Another onion flower. I have absolutely nothing in this patch yet. More parsley. Just going crazy everywhere in my yard. More onions. Onions or slash chives. Same difference. My petunias are going absolutely haywire. This thing was a pain to get out of the greenhouse, by the way. Oh, speaking of which, let me wander on over this way. You guys notice all my plants are sitting out here. It's the greenhouse. It is officially empty as of like a week and a half ago. I pulled everything out that was a plant. There is nothing living in here except for seeds drying in the corner. Oh, and while I'm at it, might as well show this one off too. I picked this one up. Check this out. So this is a $5 seed starter tray that actually comes pre-filled. See if I can get that lid off a bit more. Give me a second, folks, while I try to do this. But yeah, it is a pre-filled tray. All you got to do is soak it, throw your seeds in, and you're good to go. Unfortunately, there's no greenhouse dome with it, so it is just a single tray with a water attachment at the base. So we got over here the compost bin slash garden box. Let me move these guys out of the way again. Mainly just using these as shade cover because I don't actually have a shade screen right now. But along here up to about, I think this row here all the way across, I've planted corn. I think I did 4 rows or 3 rows. I don't know. I'm doing just test rows, but yeah, I've got, as you can see, the little green spots sticking out here and there. All the way up to there. I've got about 12, 13 of these planted, or well, germinated so far, and I planted about 30 of them, give or take. So right now I'm at about halfway on the germination and sprouting. As you can see, they are doing fairly nice. I'm using this as a grid spacer. Also using it as a means to support a little bit more. That pile right there is what's left of the corn. So essentially what I did is I put all of these, I took them out and I stuck them in a container with water and I left them in there for about a week. Hydrate them, and what it actually does is it helps hydrate them and they actually start to germinate. They will actually start to grow little legs, which you can kind of see on that one. Sort of. If I can get it to focus. Focus, yeah, see right there, a little brown stem, that would have been a root, and then the top half would have been right there. I found if you just stick that stuff in a clear container in the sun in about 1 inch of water, 2 inches of water, they like to go pretty quick. Sunflowers that I had growing in a different pot, I transplanted them. They're doing all right. Mammoths I planted over here. This is not part of the entry video. This is just mammoths that I have in here. And it looks like that pea died, so I guess I can yank that sucker out the ground because the top half of that died. So, yoit. I just plant them in here, as I was trying to explain yesterday, or the other day, we'll say. Don't know when I'm going to post this, but yeah. Neighbor's home. What I did here is I do have, I believe, 3 rows of corn right down the center of this. I'm going to have beans on the end, 2 rows of beans. I think about 15 beans I planted on this. Various reasons as to why, mainly so I can get the beans to trellis up. Corn in the middle, and then when I get big enough, I'll put beans and or squash around the outside. So far, my tree has not done absolutely nothing, and this was my... oh, shit. That's my peach. That's my other peach tree, and they're not doing anything. They look like they're dying, honestly. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think these ones are a little too thin, and I might have put them in too late or too early. I don't know. I have basil in here, along with, as you can still see, sunflowers everywhere, despite the fact that I mixed all of this stuff in there, and they were under like 6 inches of dirt. Like, if you don't believe me, look, watch. I'll pull one of these things out. It'll have a humongous stem on it. So we'll go with this guy here. Yes, I got to pull these out slow. Well, look at that. That is in my hand. There's the end of it, and then there's the top of it. So that's about 6 inches of dirt that this thing is just growing in. They're all like that. Just got done transplanting 2 more rows of corn. There's about 10 more in here. I've got more beans in there. Either that or I put the, what are those, loofahs in there. One of the two. I've completely forgotten already, and I just planted them like 2 days ago. Wall of mint, which is going to be nice when that thing gets going. Because again, my mint somehow gets to about 3-4 feet high. So that'll make a nice little shade right there. Or barrier. Pecan tree's going well. Another mint. That's the odd one. Cottonwood tree. Garlic is doing fantastic. I can't complain about this. I do have some bare spots in there, but you know what? It is what it is. My bell pepper is looking a little sad. I don't know what's going on with it. Despite the fact that it has a lot of room now. Dirt barrier. I need to put another barrier across here to separate the other set of garlic. And then, just because I was bored, I planted 5 more corn in here. And I have beans in here. I think I have beans in here. It's either beans or loofahs. I don't remember. I'm drawing a blank. I always tell myself I'm going to put stuff over here to remember what I put in here, and then I don't. So I always forget. I know I got beans down there, and I think I put beans down there. You guys can see these things are absolutely huge. These are massive onions. Massive onions. I cut this one back because it was essentially all of the leaves were doing this. They were folding over and being all weird like this. They don't want to grow straight. So he's got his own little hole. That is my cherry pepper. That one I do remember because it's the only one that I had survived. And then I have my test row of carrots, basically from here to here all the way across. That is 2 and I guess I'll just say 2 7/8 worth of egg crates that are going. And also I did plant about a dozen or so of the watermelon radishes in here. Again, not part of the challenge, but I had 3 of them earlier. I don't know where the third one went. I have this one here, that one over there, and I must have buried the third one that was popping up when I rewatered, because I like having all of these watered. But I do have, let's see if you can, I don't know if you can see it on camera. Where is it at? Oh, there it is, right there. I have 1 carrot so far popping up. The other ones shouldn't be too far behind it. I haven't seen any signs of any other ones. But I'm going to be really mad if I test out this theory or this new way of doing it, and I get 1 carrot. Would have wasted my entire time for 1 carrot. But I know I'll get more. It's just a matter of time before they pop up. And there's my hashtag corn porn, which they didn't do anything. The wind kind of knocked this one over. That one's still standing, but I don't know. They're not doing so well. This is essentially feels dead. And then my 1 hardneck garlic that survived. So, yeah, all of that done, said and done. I've been doing a lot of work the last few days, getting everything situated, sorted. Let's do a full panoramic of the garden. I mean, everything looks really nice and green. I kind of like the tree setup that I have over here. Trees galore. Some rando slowing down to watch me film. Oh yeah, and then also I have a whole bunch. I planted a ton of jalapenos in here. I'm just waiting for them to pop up. They'll do it eventually. They'll get there. And looks like a Black Hawk flying through the neighborhood. You guys get to walk with me, walk through my dirt. Check out all my greeneries. Lots of greenery, tons of greenery. Also more onions. And this is what we've been doing. I sat out here 2 weeks ago for about 6-8 hours, and I compacted this whole strip from there all the way to just about 2-3 feet in front of that tire. This stuff is almost about as hard as concrete. I've spent the last 2 days working on this section, which is another project myself and my father are working on. Once we're done here, it's going to look similar to this, but it's going to be like a golden yellow color. It's going to kind of match our flagstone and this material down here, which is the borderline. We'll get all of that packed away and stuffed in here, and we'll have a new patio space. I'll be moving this guy back over here, and then we might be putting a greenhouse up front or something. I don't know. We're still in the process of deciding. But yeah, this is what I've been working on. This is why I'm all toasted and burnt and half the time worn out when I'm on live streams, because I've been working on tamping this down with this sucker here, getting it all flat and ready to go. And then my raspberry bushes, I was all super happy because they were both going, and now that one looks like a cake the bucket. This one's going strong. So we'll see. I might get a recovery on this one if I'm lucky. If not, I'm going to have one yellow or golden raspberry. I think I said strawberry bush. I apologize if I did. So correction, these are my raspberries. These are the golden or yellow raspberries. I don't know if this one's going to come back. It did send out 2 of them, but they look dead. So honestly, I have no clue. It could have just been the position of where I had them. Might not have liked where they were sitting, but so far that one's doing well. And it'll probably be about 2 years before I actually get a decent harvest off of these. And once they're established, I will chop down this dead stem, and that will be the end of that. Oh, and another thing, first time we've had these things over here for like 3 years now, 2 years now in this pot. And look at this, they finally took off. All of our, I think, gladiolas, I think is what these are. Absolutely massive. I'd say they're about, that one back there is about 4 foot tall, give or take. I mean, they're huge. That one there's 3 feet at least. That one's 3 feet. These ones are a little under 3 feet. That one might be about 3.5 feet. But yeah, dead tree, we've been taking all that stuff out. My other blueberries, and then the rest of my plants back here. Ooh, and this blueberry looks like it's doing well. I'm actually surprised because both of those are blueberry nodes. That'll be new blueberry growth. I actually thought I lost this plant, to be honest, this year. I thought it was going to die because it wasn't doing anything. And unfortunately, my weed problem, not that kind of weed problem, but yeah, I've got tons of weeds working on this, and it just takes forever to get these things out. And most expensive part of my yard is sitting right back here. Cherry tree, which I would like to graft. I would like to split both of these and get those two in separate containers. These are absolutely perfect for some sort of like split or to get some rootstock on the bottom of these. They are pretty much straight, and this is where the tops are, so I have a good top cover, nice spread on these. And then I've got these little tiny ones, which are funny because the tiny ones are the ones that have the flowers on them. So I'm gonna get cherries on these things before I get cherries up on the top of this. And then my apple tree, we were talking about this on Jason's live on Wednesday about the absolute blossoms on my apple trees. Tons of blossoms. And I mean absolute ton of blossoms. Everywhere you look on this tree, there are just blossoms. Whether or not I get apples off of that is a whole nother story. But we'll see what happens. This was my other apple tree. This one was the dwarf Honeycrisp. And it is taken off. Doing quite well. This is another one I wanted to separate and do branches off of. Like this would have been a good cutting. That one would have been good cutting. I kind of wanted to take them all the way off up to like right here. So I had a nice base, stock base to get them going. And then this one would have been, I would have had to have cut this one off to try to root that one. And the same with this one here. I would have had to have cut that one off. But that whole branch right there, this one here is all brand new growth. Same with this one. Those were not there weeks ago. They just kind of pop up fast. So I will have to trim all of these trees next season. I want to have to cut off a good 6 inches to probably maybe a foot. But here's this one here. Check this out, man. Look at all of these flowers. Look at that. Just tons of them. Oh, and I have a visitor. Where'd he go? There he is. One of the lovely ladies is out here today pollinating my flowers. But yeah, here's another one. This is another one I wanted to do the same thing with because of the way this tree is designed. I wanted to cut off here, and then take some of these other ones and maybe turn them into secondary or basically cloned trees. But I have the worst luck when it comes to getting rootstock off of these trees. And I forgot on this one, I was going to show you the main part of this one. This is the one that I wanted to do the most with. So I have this absolutely massive tree branch, which the side shoot's actually bigger than the main stalk, which is hilarious. I wanted to get this one about here, take about that much of it, skin it, and see if I can't get rootstock on that. Because that branch goes straight all the way up. Sorry about that. And then I have these branches up here. I would have had more, but when they cut down the tree, the guy knocked off this branch, and this branch. That branch came out this way, and obviously you can see where these two branches came out. That would have made a nice secondary tree. I have my lower branches here that are already starting. All of that would have gotten trimmed off to promote branch growth up on the higher end. But yeah, I could have had another almost fully established tree if I can get the thing to get some rootstock, or to get a root base going on these. Same with these guys down here. That's what I want to do. Would absolutely love to get more of these trees without having to pay $40 every time I go to Home Depot or Lowe's. Because yeah, they're not cheap. That was roughly 30 bucks when I bought it. That's with tax. Same with that one. All of these the same thing. These are my, this was the, yeah, so this one was 25 because it's a cherry tree. But that's the Montmorency. That one was my, like I said, the Honeycrisp. And then I think this one was the Fuji. Oh, nope, that's the Ambrosia at 27 bucks. So yeah. Gets expensive doing these trees when you have to buy them from the store, because you only get a limited window and then they're completely out. Oop, I got another friend. Check this one out. Been seeing them around lately. And then the rosebush, which has officially become a wall and you can't see into it, except for right here. I know a lot of you like the rosebush. I essentially have a rose tree back here. There's a little bird back there, just hopping around in the branches. But yeah, project thus far, a couple more days and this will probably be done. And then we got to start working on the walkway, which is not going to be fun. And as always, my mint. It's already taken off. Alright folks, that is pretty much going to be that for the update and tour. Things I've been doing, things I still have to do, and well, frankly, I never have enough time to do all of the stuff I need to get done because, well, I'm not a full-time gardener and I'm not a full-time YouTuber. But anyways, I'd like to thank you all for watching me. Do me a favor on the way out, hit that like button, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Share this out with friends, family, fellow gardeners. And don't forget to get out there and have fun growing. Get your hands dirty. Connect with Mother Nature. Stick some roots in the ground and enjoy growing and eating what you grow. This is going to be Fox It Outdoors signing off. You folks have a wonderful week. Peace.